Here is the Straddling the Void art series in full. It's very shadowy back here, but it's kind of cool. So I created this art series in 2020, back when it seemed like everything was changing. And it is. That wasn't a lie, because it's still all changing. I was also trying to overcome this crippling fear of drawing that I've had since college. So I got some new colored pencils. They're the Caran d'Ache Pablo colored pencils. And just tried some new things. And it started with this piece over here. This is called Warbler in the Void. And it represents me coming out of the dark woods toward a brighter, lighter, more heavenly future. And I discovered a new style, or at least a new theme for these drawings. So we have this big void. It's all about the void going on right here. I also used this piece as the Birds for Brains logo back when I had birdsforbrains.com, and that's how much I like it. And then we moved on to the other ones. This one, I now call this First Stretch. It is a whooping crane, and this crane is traversing the void, not knowing what he'll find on the other side. It might be better, it might be worse, but he's got to find out. And I felt a strange kind of hope when I drew this. Cranes are all about balance, and sometimes finding balance in life means trying new things without knowing what results they will bring. Stretch your neck, your wings, your feet. We often need to feel uncomfortable before we can feel comfortable. And here we have Cardinal Contact. I believe I originally called this Cardinals in the Void to begin with. And this one's really all about birth. Every second we are giving birth to ourselves. Every minute is new. We spend all of life living in the void, living in a liminal space. So we better get comfortable with that. Living in liminality. And then we have Rainbow Robin. And this one is about how opposites come together to create us. We tend to take our darker colors and shun them into the back of our unconscious mind. And really they should be integrated together with the warmer, brighter colors. That's what makes us whole. We combine our human nature and our spiritual nature. And it's more giving birth to ourselves in every minute kind of thing. And here we have, I made this just a few weeks ago, so this is 5 whole years later, and I call it Glowing Goldfinch. And it's very similar to Warbler on the Void at the beginning. But you can see this goldfinch isn't coming from this cloudy area. He is beyond it. And he's moving toward the dark woods. So it's the opposite of Warbler in the Void. He's moving from the cloudy blue place to the dark woods. But the dark woods aren't dark anymore. They have a light emerging from within. So once you become comfortable living outside of places and being in liminal space, you've made it. Because that is really all of life, is this living in the void. So traversing the void here is all about becoming comfortable with the void that is life, with being in between destinations. And there's our little warbler again. So there we have the Straddling the Void art collection. These are all relatively small pieces. This glowing goldfinch is the biggest. It is 9 by 12 inches. And this one is a weird size. It's like 5.75 by 8.5. I like to put this patterned paper behind my works when I frame them, because it makes it look a little bit like a Tibetan tanka. It's kind of cool. I'm not necessarily selling these framed, just because they're very hard to ship like that. And these are honestly pretty cheap frames, just for display purposes. And sorry about, there's a lot of glare. It's very bright out here, and I found the shadiest spot I could find. But yeah, these are all colored pencil and paper. All right. These are being released for sale on June 30th, 2025. Originals and prints. So I hope these will remind you that you are giving birth to yourself in every moment. And it's in our best interest to be comfortable living life in between things.